Hello.
Good evening, everyone. We made it, and this time she's actually on time. All right, let's see. Well, we've actually got a few people in here already. Wow, 10 people in here waiting.
Hello.
Yeah. Wow, okay, awesome.
My mischief brought them back.
I don't doubt that. Anthony, good evening. Bornoldus, good to see you. A12, good to see you. Jade, always good to see you. Skawa, welcome. All right, real quick, just before we get started, just a quick reminder. Let's keep this within the PG 17-ish range. We had a few comments last Friday. Some of the admin had to delete them real quick. Admin, stay on top of that. We do appreciate everything you do moderating these. Also, looks like we're already going to get busy because we're getting more people in here, and we're not even in the first minute yet. So with that said, do remember we do have the super chats where a small donation makes it flash up real big on the screen, and that will let us know in case your question gets missed. We do try to get as many of the questions as possible, but we do miss them, especially when it gets busy. And coffee hour, it gets a little goofier at times. And well, with her, it's definitely going to get goofy. Even research and ramblings went off the rails last Friday.
He hid the lighter from me this time, don't worry. I'm still looking for it.
I did.
And yes, Celeste, I'm Halloween. Special guest incarnate.
Yeah, we do have a special guest. This is Halloween. You have seen her in the chat logs before.
As one of the mods, I'm also an admin in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see me there too.
Yep.
That's mischief there. I actually have to be professional.
And we attempt to claim her as a daughter most days.
Most days.
Actually, no. I can't think of a day that I didn't claim you.
Yeah.
Friday, maybe, almost.
Warren says he hates the ads, but you see, ads are what funds the channel. And what funds the channel gets us flashy light that I keep trying to rename, but Drake keeps stopping me from renaming.
This is true. Let's see. Victoria, welcome. Celeste, welcome. Joanne, good to see you again as well. And is that Duals Volt? Thank you for the donation. Appreciate that a lot.
Hello, Peachy. And Jade and Barn.
So, does it run ads while we're live? I thought it was only during replays.
Yeah, no, I get an ad almost every time I come to your lives.
Oh.
Yeah, so I always lose like the first minute or so of your stream.
I did not know that. I thought it only played on the replays. Interesting.
Yeah, no. That way you get money the first time it plays and then later.
Yeah.
Also, there's 14 of y'all here and 9 likes. So.
Oh, yeah. So hit that thumbs up button. That actually does let YouTube know you like the work we're doing. And it helps more people find the channel. The algorithm, they just dig those likes. So hit that like button. BJ, good to see you. Let's see.
Celeste's working with some crystals.
Crystals, yeah. From a science and occult perspective, I've been working on some downloads and received during meditation. Nice, Celeste.
I only use my crystals as decor to throw at people.
I use mine as energetic batteries that I can store energy in. I don't really rely on them for, you have a crystal, so it just does this.
I am a human battery.
This is true. This is
why I fidget so much. I put on rings today so I can fidget with those to the point where my fingers swell and I can't get them off.
Let's see. So we learn new things.
See, Born has the same issue I do.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't have an ad up until the stream starts. The second you say hello, it goes to an ad.
Well, bugger. Good to know that.
Every freaking time for me. And I'm just like, I hope there's nothing in the chat right now because I can't mod yet.
Let's see. I've been working on blueprints of crystal energy using photonic science and acoustic technology. And I was wondering what the dragons think about it because I believe the crystal dimensions. Well, when it comes to crystal harmonics and acoustics, dragons absolutely adore working with those. Because a lot of the dragon language is even in vibrational resonances. So yeah, that would actually be a good direction to go. And for some reason, it just keeps like darkening me out.
It's because I'm fucking glowing.
Yeah, because you're just Pale. Okay.
Salt, pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if I went, see, like if I go off screen, suddenly we can see you better.
Yeah. It's fine. They
do you want
see
me
me
to grab
all.
like a sweater so I cover some of the white?
No, they see me all the time. We'll be fine. We'll get through this. So that's actually interesting, Celeste. Let's see, Adam, how do you first learn to astral travel? I want to know if I need someone with me astrally to learn how to astral travel. Having someone with you is really not necessary there, Adam. Astral travel, we do have a video on Easy Start Astral Travel here on the channel. Astral travel is one of those things that does take some practice. You will need to make sure you have your arcane senses trained up because your astral travel does utilize your arcane senses. So if you're not able to perceive the other realms or things with your arcane senses, at least your hearing and your sight, you're not going to get anywhere with astral travel because even if you were to project your energy body, you'd be blind and deaf. So that wouldn't really serve you any purpose at all. So you want to make sure you work on those. And you're also going to need to develop your meditation and trance skills.
Guided meditations can also help with that because that's where I started.
Victoria, what are the crossroads and how do you get to them? The crossroads have different meanings across different traditions, but by and large, the crossroads is an intersection between the planes. And this can actually be different planes even. So it's a place that exists between everything else, but not necessarily in a place of its own. Most often you hear the crossroads referred to as the passage between life and death, that in between spot there, but it also is utilized in between the planes itself. I've heard some people try to describe the astral that way, but if you've ever been to the crossroads, you know it's not the astral plane either. It's actually... it literally is like that gap between everything. So
the dark and spooky.
Right. It has a location because every section of crossroads has a specific location. Like the crossroads between Earth and Helheim is a very different crossroads than the crossroads between Earth and, say, Hades, or Earth and Valhalla, or Earth and Jotunheim. So there are very specific different crossroads. So they're not one of those places that's everywhere and nowhere, but it is definitely, they do exist outside the tangible planes.
T-Busy is also having issues with ads, apparently. And hello to you and to Katie Davis, who says thank.
Okay. Both, I want to thank you, Drake, for help earlier in the week. No problem, Katie. Always happy to help. Watch too much YouTube to not have premium. Ads drive me bonkers. T-Busy, I've heard that. And believe me, I wish I could afford camera equipment to the point where we didn't have to get some trickle in from the ads to help keep the cameras rolling. So I believe I discovered interstellar travel, and I believe it's connected to psychic abilities like levitation, and I believe it's connected to the reconstruction of atomic structures. You mean physical interstellar travel, or are we talking astral or soul travel interstellar?
Based on the next one, I'm assuming it's some form of soul travel because they're traveling in their sleep, but you would do better traveling in a trance as opposed to in your sleep because sleep's hard to control.
Yeah. I would actually step up the research and go from sleep to active travel. I think you'll get some really great results there because any travel within sleep, unfortunately, places.
Nope, I was wrong. It's physical interstellar.
Yeah, physical.
My bad.
Okay, so it is physical. So that'd be interesting. You crack that code, you'll be rich. Which I'd love to see that because then that'd make you coming to see us a lot quicker.
What is Mexican spaghetti though? Because all I can think of is like a taco shell with like spaghetti in it.
Let's see. I have my cold Mexican spaghetti I made last night and my tea. Nice. Yeah, I'm not sure what Mexican spaghetti is. Unless it's like a spaghetti made similar to a taco, which actually sounds kind of good.
Like I just said.
Yeah.
Or take spaghetti, make spicy.
That's just spicy spaghetti. Okay, Celeste, could you by chance tell us what Mexican spaghetti is? Because we just went down a food road here. And before we get lost into the abyss of food culture.
I am apparently glowing. Yeah, I'm white.
She is pale. Everybody tells me I'm pale until we set her next to me, and then they're like, "You're tan."
Yeah,
like, I don't have to go to get a tan. I just sit next to her and I'll look at.
Paella? I'm not sure what a paella is.
So the Crossroads ain't a place in the Mississippi. Well, if you're talking about Crossroads as in Crossroad Blues, any intersection between two pathways or two roads creates a crossroads. And there is a lot of myths surrounding those, but those myths actually come from visiting the crossroads, the actual crossroads between planes, not the physical crossroads. Though those physical crossroads can be used to create a sympathetic link to access the crossroads that are between planes. But they themselves do not maintain the power. They're just a symbolic link.
So don't go meditating in like the intersection of two highways. You will get run over.
Yeah. Don't do that. But there are a lot of spell workings and stuff that people do utilize physical crossroads as a way to get a sympathetic link with the magical crossroads and harness their power. You see it a lot in root working, hoodoo, Appalachian spellcraft, and even voodoo.
Anthony Diario, I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce things ever. So they were sent to find you. I'm scrolling back up so you can see where they were. But hey, they started Aura 101.
Let's see. So I've actually been told to find you on this path. I've been set on, and when I confirmed this, I instantly started the Aura in 101 class. Awesome, Anthony. Well, if the dragons sent you to find me or somebody, I'm going to have to thank them. Hopefully, I hold up to their faith in me there. But it is good to have you here, definitely. And I hope those classes, everyone who's taken them have absolutely loved them. So we actually got a few people here in chat that's taken them. I know Peachy, Jade, Bernaldus.
I took 101.
Yeah, actually, Halloween here has actually taken 101.
And I bought 102. I just haven't really gotten into it yet because life's been busy as heck.
Let's see. A12, just want to say thanks again for your channel. So much good info. Thank you, A12. Always happy to help. Actually, we have, I think this Tuesday, a viewer requested video is coming. We have a video discussing the differences between evocation and invocation and how and why you may choose to use one or the other. So that's going to be a fun video to get out there.
Celeste needs a photonic densifier, infrared laser in the rainbow spectrum of light.
I ain't got one of those.
That's going to be real expensive.
Yep.
Ooh, cook spaghetti, add corn, beans, cumin, cayenne pepper, and other Mexican spices.
Adam asks, do I give offer services like astral scans where I give full detailed accounts on one's astral body status? Generally, no, and here's why. I have found over the years that when you do astral scans, people, they start relying on you for their energetic health instead of doing what they need to do for their energetic health. And I know it seems like it's be the opposite because you're like, well, if they have the information, they can take care of it. They don't. Whereas if I teach them to do basic energy work, grounding, shielding, the Dragon's Flame ritual, for example, where it balances out, cleanses, and empowers their energy body and make sure it's balanced naturally, that solves all the problems right there, and I don't have to charge them for my time or effort to do so. And it actually puts them in charge of their health. And I think that's far more important than have me trying to show off and be like, here, let me scan your aura. So no, I actually stopped offering any services like that because most people this day and age tend to gravitate to letting someone else do the work for them and not taking charge of their own well-being and practice. And that's the opposite direction in which the dragons want me to attempt to teach my students. So even in my private practice in life, not just outside what I teach, I also try to walk that very same concept and mentality.
Sarkani also says 101's a great course, so obviously they've taken
Yeah,
it.
so thanks, Sarkani. Thanks. We're hoping to have the 103 out maybe into next year, mid of the year after that. So it'll be a while. 102 is a huge course, so there's no rush. We've not actually had anyone fully complete 102.
Warren says he's partway into 102. It's been working the last month or two in the first section. I'm currently in a different path working, so like once I'm a little bit more into like through that, then I'll do 102. But I listened through the opening, took some notes. I went, that's going to be a problem for later Halloween because current Halloween got a lot.
Yeah, but but look at the progress you've made over the last year since starting Dragon Magic. Mm-hmm. You recently got out on your own.
Yeah.
You got the job you went to school for. You graduated school. You got hired on full with a raise and benefits and all that crap.
Yeah, I actually have a career now instead of a job. So
your magical practice, just in the time that you started, has gone leaps and bounds. So in just a year's time, the progress in your life, yes, you've been busy. Yes, you may not be going through 102 as quick as you'd like, but the positive progress you have made, you're doing better than I was at your age.
Luna's here. Hello, Drake. Hello, Miss Chaos.
Hey, Luna. See what it was. Somebody, Celeste, Drake, can I email you my research on crystals? Yes, if you'd like to, would you not be? Yes, Celeste, if you want to, you can email me. The email's in the about section. I would actually love to read your research. Y'all know I read research papers when I get bored. That's the way I know a bit too much about stuff I probably shouldn't, but I'd love to. Yeah.
Skawa says, how wild is it to work with dragons for financial help? It's not bad. It's not the hardest thing you can do.
No, I mean, working with dragons for financial help is actually really easy. Believe me, Born, I thought about the spray bottle. I'm not even kidding. But no, actually, like one of the dragons that I love to work with for financials, Expoon Well. We actually did a video of him on this channel. We go into more detail and work more deeply with him in 102, but he was one of the dragons that was willing to help out, get the channel going, and, kind of show that there's dragons out there that are willing to help us with even the simplest of things. And Expoon Will is a blast to work with. He really knows his financials. He really knows prosperity. He knows money, and he can really advise you on how to grow it. But he's also not shy about telling you that it's not going to come to you if you're sitting on the couch doing nothing. You actually have to put some effort into it. But as long as you're putting effort into it, he can help it grow and multiply beyond just the standard effort you're putting in it quite well. Actually, isn't Expoon Wealth one of the ones that helped you in your financial situation?
No. I actually went to Aloha for help with finding a new job and like opening those doors and closing old doors.
That's
so
right.
I had that, and then I think it was Tatiana I was working with as well at the time.
That's right. My bad.
I've worked more with Torgra.
Torgra's pretty cool.
Torgra dragging myself through some emotional crap because your girl also went through a lot of emotional crap in the last year.
He's good at helping with those stuff. So. Yeah. Let's see. Doesn't the flame meditation heal you energetically and physically? Agree. Yes, it does. The Dragon's Flame Ritual actually does help set those energies up. And then the Dragon's Flame Meditation, which is in Dragon Magic 101, it can definitely help to heal you energetically. And anytime your energy body starts to heal, you physically start to heal anyways. But you can also take that same meditation and apply it to physical healing. That is my go-to meditation anytime I'm under the weather. Just end the story. I love it. Uber Pudas, make sure y'all like the video. Oh, yep. We got 19 likes and 23 people in here. So hit that thumbs up button. Give us a like.
Yes, Celeste, I do have a very bright aura. He called me a sun. Like, it's real bright yellow and orange. At least it was the other day. I haven't really looked at it today.
Again, Adam, no, I do not offer those services. We've actually answered that already.
I arrive. Halloween does the prank. It's not even much of a prank. I'm just fiddling with stuff on his desk, and he takes it away from me.
You started piling it on my hat.
I was putting it away.
I was letting you play with it while you was, yeah.
Just can't sit still.
I can see live streams are not her cup of tea.
No, I can barely sit still through movies, and that holds more of my attention. Not to say you guys don't hold my attention, I'm just fidget.
I think she just called me boring.
Nah.
Let's see.
Yeet.
Oh, Bornoldus. Yeah, X Well did help you out.
Oh, there we go.
Let's see. No, I've been on Terrafana for a few months in 101, and she was in my sanctum yesterday helping me with calming down the curse scare I had, and after asked me to call her a name, but I'll have to confirm later. It is often possible for the rulers to give a custom name. That is perfectly possible. But yeah, do double check with her and confirm it. And
Jade did warn, please do not spam chat with repeating questions.
Yes.
And yeah, no, I'm bright. I wear a lot of pink, but my aura is very yellow, which is probably why everyone guesses my favorite color is yellow. I just say it's the Hufflepuff coming through.
So thank you. I keep a little notebook where I write down useful info. Can't wait to actually enroll in Dragon Magic 101. That is awesome. And congrats on using that notebook. Those notebooks and journals are amazingly helpful. I'm so happy to see so many of you actually getting into that. And I have gotten more emails about whether or not we will do journals or some kind of book, whether it be through Amazon or through the merch store. I am still trying to figure that out. I have found a way to do it via Amazon. I just got to figure out how to, I think the word's format it, because I tried something and then it said, this won't work. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to do now. So we're working on formatting issues.
Well, let me know because I can switch formats on things and I can also make more art.
Oh, goody. So we'll put her to work.
But also keeping notebooks is really good to see your progress over time because like where I was like starting 101 to where I finished 101, leaps and bounds of difference. And like someone brought up in the server the other day, yeah, that's actually where I met Mab the first time with throwing Odin into her living room. Not living room, dining room.
Yeah, which was kind of funny.
0 out of 10 do not open random portals where you don't set where they're going.
Yeah, don't do that. I remember how scared you were after that happened.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to my sanctum for like a week because I was like, damn it. She found me.
There's very few entities that can just like rip a hole straight into your astral sanctum without your permission. The Fae Queens are one. And to have one rip one open while pissed off because you threw something into their dining hall.
While they're in it eating dinner.
While they're in it, spilling their wine and messing up their spread of food. I'll be honest. I'm glad I didn't meet Mab that way. I would have needed my brown pants.
I mean, I didn't need my brown pants. I just could not go back to my sanctum. And you're like, just go back. She's not going to rip another hole. I'm like, no. My dragons ended up having to drag me back.
This is her calm, Celeste.
This is very calm.
This is the calmest she's been all week.
Yeah, no, I was bouncing rubber duckies off him earlier this week, and then he threatened to take away all my rubber duckies and shred them. Yes, Luna! Yes.
Let me see. You guys are the best. Awesome. Thanks, Celeste. It actually would be a lot of fun if we could keep her in the streams on the regular. Unfortunately, she's just visiting for vacation, so we'll be back to the boring old just Drake after this week, I believe.
I'll still bug you guys in the chat, though.
Any dragon helpful for helping get a new house apartment? Yeah, Terrafana would actually be great for helping to get a new house, as would Expoonwell. Both of them would work. Their prosperity and financial portfolios in those areas would be really, really helpful for that. Let's see.
Yep, you are correct, Uber Pudis. Dragons are very helpful.
See, Katie, I've been having major trouble sleeping And during my meditations, I've been seeing images of Blue Dragon in my mind. I feel like she's trying to tell me something. Is this my guardian dragon? It is possible, Katie. It is possible. There's been a few times over the years where I've noticed a guardian dragon kind of already pre-selects a human, or there's a dragon nearby that's just trying to look after you. It may not be a guardian. But once they actually do the official guardian ritual, that same dragon ends up as being one of the potential guardians that's there. And
you did this on purpose. You had a water bottle sitting next to your desk. Are you kidding me right now?
Actually, I don't even know why that's there.
I didn't see it until I looked down because it wasn't there before, and then all of a sudden it was there, and I think your dragon did this to me.
The twins might have, because I have no idea where that came from. Because that's Shadow's water bottle that I used to spray him with. That should be under the kitchen cabinet.
I'm going to fight your guardian dragons. I don't know where you suckers are right now.
Oh, Lord.
It wasn't there the last time I looked down for something to fidget with, and then all of a sudden it was right there, plain view.
Adam, I prefer to work with dragons because of the balance and the fact that they allow me to work with any other entities. In fact, I do work with infernals, angels, celestials, and gods of just about every pantheon. In fact, you'd be hard-pressed to find a category of entity that I have not worked with yet. I view all these entities as individuals, and I have worked with them all, and I enjoy working with them all for different reasons. But as a primary, dragons allow me to crisscross over different areas and don't lock me into a specific tradition or ideology. I'm a very open-minded person. I value my freedom, and I value the ability to study, research, and learn as I see fit, not be pigeonholed into a singular tradition or narrow-minded point of view. Does that answer your question?
I'm pretty sure the email is on the website. It should be working dragonmystic at Gmail. And then X Boonwell, you can find his video on this channel.
Yeah, you can find the email here actually on YouTube. You go to the About section. There's a little thing right there. It says email. You click it, and then confirm you're not a robot, and it shows you the email. But it is working dragonmystic at gmail.com.
And then it's the letter X, a little Kachika thing, Boon, another Kachika thing, and then the word well.
Yep, that's how you spell X Boonwell. Car, just about 20 minutes, Car. No biggie. Glad you could join us.
Luna says it's a fake coming to get me.
It's a fake coming to get. Yeah, maybe Matt or Tatiana slid that in there. It's like sprayer.
Get the mischief maker.
Oh.
Joanne, I do not. I put everything in one notebook as a chaos bean and then look for it later. If you don't want to use the chaos bean route, different notebooks might be helpful.
Yeah, it depends. Me, I keep a general journal for most things, which should be tucked down there.
Yeah, you have a journal here. Yeah. You have like another pile of journals upstairs.
Yeah, so
he actually labels things. I do not.
So this is my general one here, which a friend of mine made this cover for me. And this is where I put all my general day-to-day workings. Now, when I'm focusing on a specific path working or research, I do try to keep those notes collected. So like my Cliffothic workings, that's what's in here. And I've got it labeled Dark Tree on the side. And I actually have it labeled on all three sides. So when I stick it on the shelf, it's easy to find. I have the same thing for my Norse path workings. I do have a book set aside with just the dragons I work with in it. So it's sigils, descriptions, their specialties and stuff like that. But that is because I got so many different things I'm juggling at one time that I do try to focus different path workings and research. But I do also keep an all-purpose one where I record my day-to-day stuff. And it's finding that organization that works well for you. Some people, they do well with just like a big, almost a traditional journal where they just record everything in one book the way she does it.
Yeah, I just have like a 3-ring binder that's like that thick, and it's just everything by day.
Yeah. For me, I kind of shift focuses and go back and forth so that it's easier for me to collect it all in one. So like the first path working is completely detailed in here. And the second path working has started to be detailed in here. And it looks like I'm going to have plenty of room for the third one too, unless they throw me a curveball. And of course, I'll probably go back and repeat the path workings at a later date as well, which that research will go in here too.
Add more.
So yeah, it really go the direction in which you find it's going to help you and maintain the information and be able to find it best.
Celeste says they were thinking of water dragons when I discovered the water. Bourne says that he's glad someone agrees with him. Bourne, I have 2 fingers right for you.
Adam,
but
were
it's
dragons the
not
first type
chat.
of beings to originate in the universe? If not, which ones were? It's actually hard to say which entities actually were the first to originate. In fact, it's kind of difficult, but dragons are definitely amongst the firsts. That does not make them the first confirmed. It just does make them amongst the first. One of the, I guess you'd say, the strongest theories that we have is that you have infernals, celestials, and dragons as the primary first 3. And people reach this theory because the infernals, they're not evil, they're more chaotic, kind of like her. Whereas the celestials deal heavily in order, structure, and law. And then the dragons actually fall in as that balance between the two. So in this theory, most of them actually believe dragons were the first ones in essence because they originated as the balance. But on that same note, there's a lot of people who actually think that dragons were the third because they helped and created in order to balance out the first 2. So it's not fully known exactly which way you're going to, which way that goes. Hope that helps. Do I work with any Hindu deities? I have in the past. I've worked with Kali. I've worked with Ganesh and a few others, but not a lot throughout the years. Usually it's been small workings where I've tried to get to understand them a little better and specific things that I was dealing with, or working with clients in order to help them what they were dealing with. So I have in the past. I've enjoyed any time I was working with them. I can't say I've had any bad experiences with Hindu deities. It's just by and large the bulk of my research and the entities I tend to get along best with tends to come from other areas. But that said, like both Ganesh and Kali, I've actually enjoyed being around them anytime I was around them. Actually, Ganesh, I think it is. Every time I show up working with Ganesh, they always offer me some tea. It's like this spicy, I want to say it's a chai tea. That's what it reminds me of anyway. I won't say it's chai tea, but that's what it reminds me of, which is good. What are you doing?
Smell them. They smell funny.
They smell like cards.
No, they don't.
All I smell is your hand soap.
No.
See, sometimes random landscapes, random faces, random everything just pop into my mind, and always ask myself, is this my imagination or something real? What is perception and what is imagination like? Honestly, it comes from, at the end of the day, imagination and perception. So it's more of what is useful, tangible, and what can actually create a tangible result. So it is possible to imagine an entity. It's also possible for the entity to show up and pop in your mind. And it's also ask yourself, does what you're seeing, what's popping into your mind, does this have some relevance to what you're thinking about? Does it have some relevance to what's going on in your life? And if it can serve you some purpose, write it down. If you're unsure, write it down anyways. You may find out that imagery does come back to actually serve a purpose and show you ahead of time some wisdom. At the end of the day, the only way you can truly find out if it's imagination or if it's what some people might call real is, can it manifest a true tangible result or use in your life? That's really the big one. Let's see. Funny story, being careful what you wish for. Or Sarkany. Funny story, being careful what you wish for. You may remember how I have trying to be on my phone less. I recently complaining about phones and how waste your time. Went on a run that morning, and the first time my phone fell from my pocket, hit the ground, smashed into many bits. Yep, there you go. Be careful what you wish for. It is one of those things where it is very common for an entity to, if you complain about something that's taking up your time, whether it be video games, your phone, or something tangible, physical like that, but you keep complaining about it, you keep wanting it to not take the time up, but somehow you keep refusing to set it down yourself, it's not uncommon for an entity to be like, well, I got a solution, and it breaks. Yeah, they just yeet it. And it's, I've had that happen to several things in my life.
I'm just highlighting questions as you scroll so you don't miss them.
Anthony asked, can we talk about who the top dragons are? Well, depends on how you're asking this question, because when we're talking about top dragons and how the dragons deal with what you might view as a leadership structure, all 9 of the rulers generally have the same authority, with the one exception being Zergaroth. Zergaroth being who he is and the fact that he rules over the Chaos Dragons. And the Chaos Dragons work within the void, which is the origin of energy. All energy goes to it and comes from it. That puts Zergaroth in a unique position where he actually does manage to have a control basis over all the different energy currents. Thank you. Now I got a Mad Hatter thing happening. So he is in that unique position. But that said, Nocturnerast, for example, being darkness, both water and earth are viewed as falling under that darkness umbrella. Because if you look at the elements as they come down, they actually come down in a single pillar and then they spread out into the 4. So Nocturnerast can actually have a direct influence over earth and water, as Luminescra would have a direct influence over air and fire because of that elemental split. But all the rulers do view themselves as equals in this, so they all do view and control equally. Now, there is a dragon, whose name I'm not allowed to give, who is viewed as the overseer of the rulers. Its only job is to be a check and balance on the rulers. That's it. And it doesn't even actually ever transfer into any of the physical or planes itself. It resides only in the void. It will not leave the void for good reason. And it answers only to 2 dragons that actually, they're so large, they don't exist within what we know as the reality of our multiverse. You actually would have to exit that reality to even approach those 2.
11 out of 10 advice, do not go poke the leader of the void. And
this is why we don't give his name. Because you give a name, someone decides to do something stupid, and they pay for it for half a year or more.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, Celeste Sarah G with angelic fae and found it to pack a big punch. It does. Dragon and fae and angelic dragons love to work with angelic and fae. Actually, the dragons were the first ones who introduced me to working with the fae. Most of my fae workings have always been through the dragons primarily. It was actually Zergaroth who's actually the first one that took me to meet Mab. I was like, when I was working with him during my path working, I asked what he was going to do. He's like, we're going to go have a chat with somebody. And I was like, oh, who? And he mentioned, I was like, oh, no, we are not. He's like, yeah, we are. You don't get an option. So, yeah, that was actually how I first ended up encountering Mab. And to this day, I'm not sure specifically. I almost think Mab views me almost like a little pet because I entertain her is the best I can figure. And because of that, she is, she's always been nice to me. But, yeah, we've had a weird friendship, me and Mab. If you want to, I would call her a friend on my side. I'm not really sure how she sees me fully.
They do not need to be on plain paper, Victoria. I do mine on line paper all the time.
Yeah.
I'm too lazy to go find.
I've done sigils on lined paper, plain paper, crumpled up grocery bags, the paper bag styles. I've even done them on used envelopes. If you can really create a sigil on anything. Let's see. Yep, having a great time, Carrie. Thank you. Let's see, Celeste. Is it possible to open a physical portal to go through the veil? At the best of our knowledge at this point in time, the answer is no. There are people who's been researching it and playing with it and attempting to try it. But at this point in time, no. And I would have to actually say, from my research, I'm going to say no, because actually our physical bodies are the actual limitation. The physical realm cannot exist on the other side of the veil. The physical realm is specifically set aside for many, many, many reasons. So if you were to open said portal and step through, you would literally destroy your physical body stepping through it, because your physical body is actually banned. It's not allowed to step through there. Let's see, happened to me vacation with my boyfriend. I was always on his phone. I was so annoyed. On his phone, and let's see. Above the elemental rulers. Yeah, above the elemental rulers, the only 3 dragons you're going to see is the Overseer and the other 2 large dragons. Again, all 3 of which I'm not particularly allowed to share their names. You have heard me talk about the 2 larger ones before, and I've referred to them only in a moniker, and it's a moniker that holds no power over them, so you can't even summon them using that moniker. And those monikers are the dragon and the dragoness. But all 3 of those dragons will be included in the 104. In fact, the entirety of the path working and the immense, just insanely powerful and intense path working that takes place in that particular course is focused solely on those. We'll see how many people can actually make it that far. Adam, how much is it? Usually if I do a consult, it's $30. You get 1 hour, but at this point in time, all consults are currently full, and we're not sure we're going to have any more after this year. We are actually booked up for the year. And we got so many other projects that are taking off. I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue doing one-on-one consults that way next year. Would you please stop?
But I'm playing solitaire with our hats. Come now.
What do the... Hold on. Okay, I'll take that.
I'm trying to keep you from skipping them as we go down, since I'm actually here to keep it from jumping.
Something I've noticed is from Skarkney, my co and my guardian often appear in human forms to me. That's actually very common. My co-magician practically always is in a human form, whereas the guardians tend to prefer their dragon forms. I actually don't know that they've ever done a human form, the guardians, but a lot of people's guardians will.
Mine never has.
I think mine don't do a humanoid form because they prefer making me laugh by not doing it. A perfect example is they were basically helping guard the house at one point. They had little army soldier helmets on. They had little rifles, and they were walking around on their hind legs as dragons doing a little... It's just, there's no way you can see that and not laugh. You just can't. And I think it's their goofy personality, and they know that form can apply and bring a smile and laughter. So I think that's why they do it. What does the Fae look like? Please describe fully. Adam, you can't describe fully. Fae do not have a specific singular look. There are thousands of different species and types of Fae. Some of them look bestial. Some of them look almost fairy-like. Some of them look gnome-like. Some of them's ugly. Some of them's pretty. What you're asking for is not a possible answered question because they drastically differ too much.
Like unicorns are fae, but like Mab is also a fae, and Tinkerbell would be a fae if she was real.
Yeah, if Tinkerbell was real, she would be a pixie. But then you do have like red caps. They're
scary as heck.
Yeah, they're scary as hell. They clock in at maybe 4 feet tall, but they have more strength than like a 10-foot minotaur.
Turn your head so they can see your hat. Look at that. It's so beautiful.
So yeah, Fae don't have a singular appearance. That's a very narrow-minded point of view to think that all Fae will look the same.
And yes, Borm's right. Sticky notes can also work for sigils. I just forget I have those.
Yeah, sticky notes are great for sigils, actually. So I know I use anything that can absorb my ink and paint. There you go, right there.
Born's now.
Thanks, Born. Born's on my side. Bothers me is inconsistent. Hold on, we're moving again.
Here.
Okay. What bothers me is inconsistency in perception. Interactions with some entities go so smooth, so they are talkative and real, bring me energy and stuff. But when I ask stuff for tangible proof like tell me what color of shirt my brother is wearing, etc., I have a hard time getting correct answers. Well, Bob, that's actually pretty easy. Most entities don't like to do parlor tricks and be put on parade like a clown at a Halloween party. They really don't. So they're less likely to help you if you're asking them to do a parlor trick. Instead, you should be asking them to do something that's actually going to benefit you, help you to grow, and not do a parlor trick. Let's see, Celeste. I had a dream a while back, and I remember seeing cave drawing depicting the Fae, and I remember seeing a person lying on a stone slab, and I remember hearing myself say, "Awaken the Queen of the Fae." Nimue. Oh, yeah. That is very possible. That is possible.
Isn't Nimue from the Arthurian tales? Like
King Arthur? Is. Yes, Nimue is actually one of the people, supposedly one of the people who dated Merlin, depending on which legend you're reading.
Mm-hmm. I remember her being a powerful sorceress.
Yes. And then some, she's just a powerful healer. She's not necessarily a sorceress at all. Usually it's Morgan Le Fay that gets the sorceress. True. So, but Nimue does show up in there in different ways, different workings, depending on who's telling the story. But Nimue is actually a name in which the Summer Queen has used before. The names we know the Fae Queens as are not their true names. In fact, no living person or person within the planes actually knows the true names of the Fae Queens.
I would hope the hell not.
They do not. They do not. There, no god, no being, no dragon of any kind knows their names.
But that's a Fae law thing. You get the name, you get control.
Right. So the only two beings that actually know the true names of the Fae Queens are what's known as the Fae Mothers. And the Fae Mothers themselves don't even exist within the Fae realms or within the reality as we know it. They're actually locked away. And these are beings that the gods and even the dragons themselves fear. I have never actually encountered the Fae Queens, but to hear all the other entities talk about it, they're freaking terrifying. Because one of the Fae Mothers actually will literally bring fear and terror to the trembling point to a Fae Queen. So that's something I have trouble wrapping my head around.
A Fae comes from any of the Fae lands, so like
what
winter or summer?
Fae are any entity that originates from what is known as the Fae realms and falls under the Fae law and falls under the command of the Fae Queens and would be a member of either the summer or winter court of Fae.
Well, Fae blood's fairly common, Celeste. I have Fae blood.
Yeah, actually, this is kind of almost a downer in many ways, but Faye did actively
intermingle.
Yeah, intermingle with humans for many, many years. It's not happened for probably 800 years or more now. The queens have actually forbid it to the point of execution. But it happens so much that honestly and truly, I don't think there's a human being on earth that doesn't have some measure of Fae blood in them.
This card has popped out of this deck 3 times on me.
Okay.
Why?
It likes
10
you.
of Shamrocks. Stop it.
That's a club.
It's a Shamrock.
That's a club.
Yeah, that's the ADHD. Thank you. I haven't taken my medicine today, and I definitely should have.
Yeah, you should have. I think you fidget more than my 4-year-old, and she does. She does not stop. She is like this all day.
Yeah.
Although last night she literally curled up in a computer chair over there and fell asleep. I don't know how she done it. Could not have been comfortable, but that was like the stillest I've seen her the entire time she's been here. So less that's possible. I mean, there's a lot of dangers in the sea. There's a lot of different things. But here's another thing. Celeste. I can't count the number of psychics that embellish and put a lot of flair onto a reading to impress you and make themselves look good. And hopefully to get you back. They're more showmanship these days than actual functioning psychics. And that's actually one reason I refuse to do psychic readings for people. Too many of these psychics, whether they have real talent or not, they've become more flash, flare, and showmanship than anything beneficial of divinations. So you do have to be careful when they're giving you the information. That's why I actually encourage people, don't go to a psychic. Learn to do your own divinations.
Different kinds of nips.
Again, nymphs have different looks. They come in different colors and stylings and even elemental types. You're wanting me to put an entire large culture of people into a small box.
Steve Clona, tell me what a dog looks like without specifying like what a breed of dog looks like, what this looks like.
I can say nymphs are usually, but not always, largely on the attractive side. They're usually smaller in frame. Their coloring pattern follows some form of nature. So it could be an aqua color, a deep forest color. It can be browns. I've seen blues and yellows, reds. I've even seen blacks. But again, that's a large, huge spectrum there.
I do not offer classes. I also have a very full schedule because I work right around 42 to 45 hours a week. And then I'm also working on my own pathworking stuff right now. And I also DM one game of D&D and play in his game of D&D. So, like, I have, like, little free time. This is the first free time I've had in over a year.
Adam, I do offer classes. If you go to workingdragonmystic.com, you'll see online courses where you can purchase a video course. Since I am unable to reach everyone, we are working on filming classes and getting those to a point where you can rewatch them, take them, and work at your leisure. We already have several classes up there. There is a massive meditation course up there, and it's only $30. Dragon Magic 101's up already, as is 102, and there's an Astral Senses class that's offered for free. All classes other than the Astral Senses class is currently posted at, I think, $30 only, which is about the cost of most occult books, and each of those courses will contain more information in them than about 6 occult books. And more classes will be added. Since I do not have the time and ability to help as many people one-on-one with the classes that I need to, I have shifted to doing more and more classes on there. We are working on getting all my classes transferred to the school. See, I once curled up under a chair on an itchy floor while during a military-style exercise in college and was tired. I fell asleep straight away. I can understand that.
Ooh, psychic shots fired. Actually, they're verbal shots, but nice try.
I know what they mean. And I mean, it saddens me because divinations is actually one of my favorite categories of magic. And I think that's one of the reasons it irks me so much to see the way it's being treated with such almost disrespect, if you will. And let's be honest, there's a lot of frauds out there. I know in Washington, there was a psychic fair. Of the 62 supposed diviners at that psychic fair, there was a grand total of 3 that actually understood divinations and could pull out them and give you an actual reading.
Yike.
That I found mind-boggling. What? I watched the video about the staff, but is it using a knife one a no-no?
So you're using a knife instead of a staff. You can use whatever the heck you want.
Yeah, and like Dragon Magic 101, we discussed that you can have different tools. Dragons generally recommend staff one rod, but you can actually use anything you want. I actually have one friend. She actually has this. It's like a bracelet here, and then it's got all this little chains and decorative crap that comes down here. And then there's, I want to say 1 or 2 rings that it attaches to here.
Mm-hmm.
And it is freaking gorgeous. So her actual dragon magic tool is that. Now, I'd break that inside a week.
I mean, same, but I fidget.
But she's had that thing for years. So you can actually utilize any tool you want that's going to serve your practice, including a knife. I actually know one practitioner who does use a knife, another who uses a sword. I know one dragon magic practitioner in Texas uses a freaking claymore.
I love that for them. You go, Texas.
Yeah, I mean, you imagine holding a staff or something in a ritual for a while, and you figure you got a big freaking claymore and you're trying to hold that thing out. My arms would get too tired. Screw that.
I use little gems and a wand.
You can use any tool you want. I do prefer the staff because my staff is made of a very durable wood that I know I'm not going to break. Also, I won't lie, after a good long 2-3 hour meditation or trance or ritual work, because I work in the floor, my legs will be asleep. My staff helps me get my butt out of the floor.
We're actually going to be starting a D&D channel, Celeste, so it'll actually have a little bit on how you play and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We just got to get there. That opens in September.
Yeah.
We filmed the intro video already.
Yeah, we did. I don't want to cross over D&D with this channel because this is a serious channel about real magic, and we're already trying to dispel some of the fictional concepts and viewpoints of magic. But we are starting that channel because it is a hobby we both love. And honestly, it'll be great to actually have a creative project to directly do here with my daughter all the time and something her and I can build together. So, yeah, as far as to if you can play, we will see about if we have openings for a game or something.
I have a wait list on my game.
Yeah, I do too. And that is something we're talking about. Would we do a viewer game at some point?
Mm-hmm. Or open one-shots or something.
Yeah, open one-shots or something. So that is in discussion, Celeste. So once we get the channel started, I'll make sure it's announced here. So definitely follow that channel because if that is a thing that we do manage to pull off, we'd love to have you.
You want a real challenge, Baba? Try and get me a hold still for 10 seconds.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things in magic that sound simple, but they end up being very, very difficult.
Born is also right. This channel has a lot of info.
Yeah, our Magical Basics playlist, I was actually told just a couple weeks ago in an email that someone had been studying Magick now for 10 years, and they actually believe that my Magical Basics playlist is more efficient and has more tangible information than all the books they'd bought in the last 6 years. And I was like, that's an amazing compliment. I told them, I said thank you and I appreciate it, but that just kind of floored me. I didn't really know how to. I mean, what do you say to that kind of a compliment?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like, wow. But yeah.
Luna, now I want a flamethrower, and that is possibly the most dangerous thing you could possibly put in my hand. I am too good at creating fire as is, let alone adding something like that. But now I want one, so thank you.
Yep. It was actually funny because I taught her to do a pork shoulder in the smoker yesterday. And we went outside to actually light the charcoal. I actually had her do everything. I was supervising, but she did everything. And my wife is like, so Friday night you took the lighter away from her. Now you're handing it to her? It's like, yeah, I'm noticing the flaw in this logic already, and I'm wondering if we're going to need to call the fire department.
We didn't.
And she actually her first pork shoulder came out perfect. I was very, very proud, Papa. I really was. That was awesome.
Ooh, Sarkany uses a leer. That's kind of cool. I don't even know where you find a leer.
I'm not sure where you'd find one. You can find anything if you look hard enough these days.
And Celeste uses crystals.
Yeah. I've seen a few people use crystals.
Born uses an ash wand, so I can take it with me. That's kind of why I use my beach wand.
Yeah, the wand I prefer and use, many of you have seen, it's actually a pine dowel. I don't know why I fell in love with that wand, but the energy on it, the balance in it, it's just so perfect. And I actually created it as just a demo piece during a class. I actually expected to either give it away or throw it away, and it ended up working so well. It's just like, nope, I'm keeping you. Fraud's doing hocus pocus because I have a natural gift as a series. Yeah, see, I mean, divinations is actually probably the school of magic where I am the strongest, and most people was like, really? I would have expected, and they pick any random school. But baneful magic is oddly one that gets picked a lot. What's that say about me?
People don't pick that one for me, but that's actually probably my best school. It's because I'm pink and yellow. People don't expect it, and then they get hexed.
But I do value knowledge, so divinations is one of the ones I absolutely adore.
It's the one you're training me in to get better.
I have your answer, tranquilizer.
Born, I'm going to shove my foot so far up your
All right, you two, behave. We already had the healing smacking contest last night. All right, which that is something we're going to talk about on the D&D channel. I've got to tell that story. But again, we're separating, so can't tell it here, though I want to. I'm going to email you. Okay, yes, I'll be looking forward to that email, Celeste. Thank you. Is it possible to astral travel to the realm of heaven? Yes, it is. I've actually been to the Christian heaven. It also would depend on which heaven you're talking about. I'm going to assume, since you're just calling it flat heaven, you mean the Christian heaven. And yes, it is. I've actually ventured there many times, which is actually quite amazing to see angels in their native form. They are not humanoid in any shape, form, or fashion, as well as to actually get to stand before Yahweh's throne and have a chat with him. Actually, me and Yahweh sorted out several of our differences right there in his chambers. Let's see, Celeste. Does the dragon flame ritual help with my development with my God particle? I've been trying to develop my God particle and strengthen my God particle. If you mean your God self, your the part of you that is essentially divinity, then yes, it would. It's actually a very, very excellent tool to help with the concept of ascent.
I'm a 7 born. Get ready.
I'm a 16.
Maybe I should use his boot. We can get you a new boot later. Ooh, hex with rainbows and sparkles. I do like that. My favorite hex thing, well, it was actually a binding, not a hex, but I removed the magic from someone's bloodline. That was probably my favorite. Just you want to get a wizard or sorcerer?
Let's see.
Ooh, what's Yahweh look like? That's a good question.
Depends on the day of the week. Yahweh does not have a set form. So, and often, a lot of times, Yahweh will choose just a silhouetted body of light with no features.
Oh, we are past the hour.
Ooh. Yeah, we are. Oh, good. We need to wrap up.
There's
here.
still a question.
Yeah, well, we still got Celeste here. Guided meditations with the 12 chakras and help people connect and stand before God. Yep. Which is actually, it's funny because growing up in the church and everything, I've led more people to Jesus since I left the church than when I was in it. It's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, you can go to like Helheim.
Yeah, there's plenty of different
places for dead people.
There's plenty of different afterlives and paradises or heavens or however you want to describe them. I mean,
Genie, Helheim, Hades, Christian heaven,
well,
Christian hell.
Let's look at the Norse. They got Helheim, they got Falconer, they've got Valhalla. There's some people who would even actually go to the halls of like Thor. Mm-hmm. So actually, every deity within the Norse has their own hall in which they can actually take their particular worshipers to. So, I mean, just in Norse, you could easily have 10, 15 different versions of it. And then in Helheim, there's actually different sections of Helheim itself. There's actually the traditional paradise, live on your life in happiness. There is a place for oath breakers where you can be punished for being oath breakers. So you do have these different levels of it in just Helheim. And then in Greek, you have Tartarus, you have Hades, you have the Elysian Fields. Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking for cat heaven. That's where I'm going to go when I die. I'm just going to chill with cats for all eternity. And then maybe travel. Big kitty, need snuggle. Yep, Warren said Freya's Hall too.
Yep. Let's see.
And Jade is correct.
Yeah.
All entities can switch around their appearances because, I've seen Freya in 3 different looks. One of which was a sundress. She's very cute in a sundress.
Yeah, I actually love working with the Tree of Life and the Sephoras. I really do. That's one reason that I started working with the Cliff-Off is after path working and working with the Tree of Life and how much I learned from it. I'm always with that person. If I know there's this, and I know it has a completion and an actual pairing that completes the entire portrait, I need to know the whole story. Granted, I probably could have started that journey on a more intelligent level. But
not getting eaten alive by buggies.
Sadly, that was on the intelligent level. That wasn't on the where it went sideways. There's not an easy way to get through the dark tree.
Remind me never to go through the dark tree.
You'll probably have to.
Absolutely not.
We'll see.
I do not want the spider buggies.
Okay. So with that, we are going to get ready to wrap up here, people, because if we don't, I know questions will keep coming because all of us here, we love knowledge, we love talking, and if we don't stop, we'll never stop. We'll just keep going, and we'll probably still be here chatting 3 days from now.
Ooh, so I said ask about cat heaven.
Yeah, Bast is also a good one for cat heaven. So yeah,
eat dirt, drink dust. Yike.
Hey Kelly, good to see you. All right, everyone, I'm going to head out and sign off.
Celeste would rather be friends than get the magic removed. Big mood.
Yeah, right.
Aw. Sorry, Kelly. Della Stella?
Yeah.
Della Stella? It's really hard for me to read letters from this far back.
It can be. That's why you always see me doing this during the streams.
Oh, I thought you were fidgeting.
No, it's me trying to lean in and read crap.
Bye, Sarkany.
Yep. Bye. But yeah, I will be back Friday. Unfortunately, she will not be here. So everybody be sure in the comments to drop a wave and a hello and hope to see you again soon to Halloween so we can perhaps encourage her to come visit and join us in stream again.
I think they come back in November.
We are trying for that, aren't we? Yep. So also for those interested in more nerdy topics, do stay tuned. We will let you know when the new channel comes up. So hopefully there'll be that. But again, with that, I want to reiterate, this channel we're going to keep on the real side of magic and not go down that road, because let's be honest, when you start mixing the two up too much,
people get confused why they can't throw a fireball IRL.
Yeah. So try to help me keep that divide, because I try to answer y'all's questions as best I can, but I do rely on you guys for a lot. And I do appreciate all y'all's support. You guys are amazing. And the video ideals you guys keep submitting, thank you very much. I am trying to get to all of them I can. I am working on doing more angel videos, or getting the angel series started. And I'm, of course, continuing the Goetia videos. And for those who are enjoying the Sabbath videos or holiday videos, we are going to continue those. And someone suggested the concept of doing dragon-focused Sabbath videos on specifically how to work with the Sabbats with the dragons. I love this concept. We will start a second Sabbath series, maybe at the New Year's or after we finish this particular series. But that is a series that you can look forward to. We will be doing that. I loved that idea. All right. And with that, I will see you all next week. Take care. Good night. Have a wonderful week and stay safe. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Born will still fight you. Love the rest of you except Born.
And apparently I'm going to have to referee this now.
Just wait for that admin meeting. You're not getting out of this.
What if I break my leg and have to go to the ER?
Well, I mean, you already injured your ankle.
Yeah. All right, everyone, take it easy.
That bowling. Bye.
Bye.